All right, so I've got this from Ed Krasenstein. Lovely. So Trump is calling for his political opponents to be hanged because of this video of 6 veteran lawmakers opposing the Trump administration, urging U.S. military personnel to refuse unlawful orders without specifying. It's time for Trump to go. Well, I think Trump makes a pretty valid point that I don't know if he said ordering the military, but if you are instructing, I guess that'll be a better way to put it. If you're instructing the military to defy lawful orders that were given by the President of the United States, that would be seditious behavior, which can be punishable by death. At least that's what Trump said, which I'm probably what Trump is doing. And he's just trying to directly push the buttons of the Democrats, which I don't even know why he's even messing with them at this time. I mean, like, they definitely got the upper hand with regard to the Epstein files as soon as those get released. And I don't even know why he's just giving them any ammunition, but he is. So this is the video. I played this yesterday on the Swamp, and this is the video that Trump is talking about with regard to seditious behavior. So let's take another look at this.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Representative Chris DeLuzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow.
I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
And the intelligence community.
Who take risks each day
To keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
Pressure from what?
Trust
Oh, because the orange
This
man.
administration is pitting our uniformed military
And intelligence community professionals.
against American citizens.
No, that would be
like
Democrats
us.
doing that.
You all swore an oath.
To protect and defend this Constitution.
Right
Look, man, if the military hates Trump so much, then how come they're getting enlistment in record numbers right now?
now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad.
But from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law.
Or our Constitution.
We know this is hard.
And that it's a difficult...
That's the obvious, the easiest and most obvious thing that they should, or that whether if it's Trump or if it's Republicans in general, the response they should have given to this video is, what orders do you speak of? What are the illegal orders? Obviously, you have information none of us have. You're being very deceptive and being very secretive with these illegal orders you're talking about. So tell us, what illegal orders do you speak of? I think Trump should have led with that at first and just demand, the American public, if nobody else, if not Trump, what about the American public? They deserve to know what these illegal orders are. What illegal orders are they getting?
Time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
The Army.
Our Navy.
The Air Force.
Your vigilance is critical.
and know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
The American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws.
Our Constitution.
And who we are as Americans. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
don't give up.
Don't.
All right, whatever. So, I mean, there's already federal whistleblower laws in place anyway. So if there's like blatant, illegal, unlawful orders that are being given, I'm sure that there's a time and place and an entity that they can respond with, or they can report that to. So this is from Rapid Response from Donald J. Trump's True Social. And President Trump says it's called seditious behavior at the highest level. Each one of these traitors to our country should be arrested and put on trial. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. We won't have a country anymore. An example must be set. President Donald J. Trump. And he's responding to Washington Examiner. Democratic veterans in Congress urge service members to refuse unspecified lawful orders, obviously from this video, which is really hilarious because when this video first dropped, nobody watched this video. Nobody gave a shit about this video. Ironically, it was President Trump that really platformed this video in the first place. I mean, if he had just fucking ignored it, I don't think anybody would have even paid any attention to it. So this comes from Rep. Jason Crow. The President of the United States just called for my arrest and execution. In these moments, fear is contagious, but so is courage. Let's see what he has to
This
say.
morning, President Donald Trump threatened to have me arrested and executed simply for reminding our service.
Which, by the way, Donald Trump in no way, shape, or form posted anything saying arrest Rep. Jason Crow. He never mentioned Jason Crow. He just said that the behavior that's illustrated, and he didn't even directly point out this video. He just responded to Washington Examiner. So I guess in a roundabout way, he is referencing this video, but he's just saying that the behavior that's illustrated in this video is a seditious behavior at the highest level, and that they should be arrested and put on trial. I mean, I don't see anything about being put to death, but now that I'm on the subject, I might as well just scroll down. So this came from Donald J. Trump, seditious behavior punishable by death. So he didn't directly come out and say death sentence for these specific lawmakers. He didn't say that, but he was replying to, and he reposted, hang them, George Washington would. So you kind of see the games that are playing back and forth. So again, I don't know why Trump's giving them any ammunition with regard to this. I think it's just completely pointless.
Members of their oaths to follow the Constitution and to defend the rule of law. I've taken many oaths throughout my life as a combat veteran, a paratrooper, an Army Ranger, and now as a member of Congress. That is a lifetime oath for me. I will never stop defending it and upholding that sacred obligation. It's very telling that President Trump and those around him think it's criminal simply for asking people to follow the law. This moment requires moral clarity. Every American, regardless of your background, should
so he wants to talk to us about morality.
Reject his calls for political violence. This is a moment that requires leadership. I intend to uphold my obligation, my oath, and to lead. Don't give up the ship.
Well, how about this, Mr. Crow? While we're on the subject of morality, why don't you tell us what these illegal acts are that you were speaking of in the video? Why don't you tell us exactly what you and your other colleagues were speaking of, instead of being just playing these stupid shadow games and like, oh, well, it's totally acceptable for you to report illegal behavior and illegal orders that were given to you by a certain someone. And this is from Chuck Schumer. Donald Trump has made political violence a feature of his politics. Today, he crossed yet another line that no democracy can afford to tolerate. He must be condemned forcefully, loudly, and without excuses. I mean, he's got a lot of freaking nerve to say that, well, Trump and political violence, I mean, that's just crossing the line and that nobody should ever have to do that. Yeah, because I'm sure Chuck Schumer's never called Trump a Nazi and fascistic behavior or anything along those lines. I mean, no, not Chuck Schumer. He, of course, wouldn't have done that. So Inouye attempted to back them off seditious talk. Asking the military to break their chain of command is not okay, and it is not appropriate for sitting senators of the United States of America. You're doing nothing to police your own, and the American people see it. Clean. Actually, I'm not sure. Okay, so maybe I'm not on the right one. Okay, so anyway, we'll just watch this video. I'm looking for a specific post, but it may not be under Chucky's. But anyway, we'll check this out real quick.
Let's be clear. The President of the United States has called for the execution of members of Congress. No president has ever stooped that low. No president has ever encouraged violence the way this president has. Every office holder, and where the hell are the Republicans, should speak out against what he has done now.
Oh, they're such fucking morons. Of course they're going to try to impeach him over this. It's like, dude, why would you even give them this ammunition? Why would you even give them the fucking time of day with all this nonsense behavior coming from the Democrats? So Rep. Pramila Jayapal says a Republican state lawmaker from Arizona called for me to be hanged in September. Now Trump is saying Democratic members of Congress should be hanged. This is not a joke. These calls for political violence are completely unacceptable, and they must stop now. Calls for political violence because Jayapal, she never once called for any kind of political violence against Trump or any Republicans ever. So anything you say regarding political violence is okay, though. There's plenty of examples from your side specifically on this, or have you forgotten all of a sudden? There needs to be unrest in the streets. Protesters should not let up. If you see anybody in a cabinet, in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gas station, get out there and create a crowd and push back on them and tell them that they're not welcome anymore anywhere. I just don't know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. Maybe there should be. Yeah, but they're so anti-political violence, though. They did not make mistakes. They committed treason. Yeah, of course. So, yeah, that's the definition of sedition. I'm not exactly looking for that. Maybe it's in the next post. So, okay, Hakeem Jeffries. It might be in this one. So, Hakeem Jeffries says Donald Trump should keep his reckless mouth shut. And let me just take a quick look before I read that nonsense. See if I find what I'm looking for. No, I guess not. Okay. All right, maybe I'm not going to find it. All right, whatever. So, anyway, he says political violence has no place in America. Representatives Jason Crow, Chris Deluzio, Maggie Goodlander, and Chrissy Houlihan, Senators Mark Kelly, Alyssa Slotkin all served our country with tremendous patriotism. We unequivocally condemn Donald Trump's disgusting and dangerous death threats against Congress and call on House Republicans to forcefully do the same. Trump has cited a violent attack, blah, blah, January 6th, all a fucking setup. There's no bottom to when it comes to Donald Trump. We've been in contact with the House Sergeant-at-Arms in the United States Capitol Police to ensure the safety of these members and their families. Oh, so they're calling the Capitol Police because they're so scared that President Trump by himself is going to start storming around the Capitol building with a freaking noose and looking for a banister or a freaking balcony to throw the fucking rope over and just snatch up any random Democrat member of Congress to start hanging them. Fucking retards, man. Okay, so whatever, that happened. And let me go to yours truly. Representative and loser Al Green intends to file articles of impeachment against President Trump for the 4th time. It will mark the 7th time Democrats attempted to impeach the president. And this is in response to rapid response of Rep. Al Green. We cannot allow anything to get in the way of impeachment, conviction, and removal. That's what this is about. These sick freaks should just be honest. They've been cooking up impeachment hoax 3 since the day President Trump wiped the floor with Kamala, which, again, like, not to repeat myself countless times, but I mean, Trump shouldn't have even touched this stupid nonsense video, but here we are.
I think that the Texas court made a proper decision. I believe that the Supreme Court should follow the rules, the ruling of the Texas court. But I also know this. The Supreme Court may not.
What's up with this pimp cane?
And if it does not,
you always
we still
have
have to proceed. We cannot allow anything to get in the way of impeachment, conviction, and removal. That's what this is about. Impeachment, conviction, and removal.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You need 2/3 of the House and the Senate to remove a sitting president. That ain't gonna happen. Obviously not gonna happen. His bozo knows that. So, all right, so I've got these images. This is from Google AI. Donald Trump was formally impeached by the House of Representatives twice, which most of us already know that. Once in December of 2019 and again January of 21. Beyond these formal proceedings, various Democratic members of Congress have introduced or publicly called for articles of impeachment multiple other times since the start of his presidency. Formal impeachments, the first one, December 2019, the House, controlled by Democrats, approved 2 articles of impeachment, abuse of power, obstruction of Congress. This stemmed from allegations that Trump pressured Ukraine to investigate his political rival, Joe Biden, and his son, Hunter Biden, who, by the way, his son, Hunter Biden, worked on the board of Burisma Holdings, one of the largest gas companies in Ukraine at the time, even though Hunter Biden had absolutely no experience at all in oil or gas or anything in that industry in any way, shape, or form. So it kind of begs the question, how did he get such a high prestigious position in a country where he doesn't even know the language? I mean, how many times has he been to Ukraine anyway? All right, so formal impeachments. First one we already went over. Second impeachment, January of 21. In the final weeks of his term following the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol, the House impeached Trump for a second time on a single article of incitement of insurrection, even though you can go back and watch his entire speech. His speech in his entirety on January 6th, and nowhere in that speech does he incite anything at all. In fact, he tells everybody to remain peaceful, and I think he even said to go home or something like that. So in both cases, the House of Representatives, where Democrats held the majority, voted to impeach. Trump was acquitted by the Senate in both hold on. Let me see. Where was that? Oh, no. Did I cut it off? Let's see. Representatives, where Democrats held the majority, voted to impeach. Okay, here we go. Trump was acquitted by the Senate in both subsequent trials. Other impeachment efforts and calls. Individual Democratic representatives initiated early informal efforts to impeach Trump long before the formal inquiries. In July of 2017, Democrat Reps Brad Sherman and Al Green introduced the first article of impeachment. In December of 17, January of 18, Rep. Al Green forced floor votes on impeachment resolutions, which were largely defeated, with many Democrats joining Republicans to table the measures. Actually, so this might actually count as 2. December of 17 and January of 18, so that might be, it appears that it might have been 2 separate impeachment inquiries or articles of impeachment. And if that's the case, then this time around, what Al Green was talking about in that video would be the 5th time that he wants to file impeachment articles against Trump. In May of 2019, a growing number of House Democrats publicly supported an impeachment inquiry following the release of the Mueller report, leading Speaker Nancy Pelosi to eventually announce a formal inquiry in September of 19. Most recently, in June of 25, during his second term, Democratic Reps Sri Thandiner and Al Green have again introduced new articles of impeachment. In summary, the Democratic-controlled House of Representatives officially pursued and passed articles of impeachment twice, while individual members made numerous other calls and efforts throughout Trump's time in and out of office. Oh man, they are so scared of what Trump stands for. The possibility that the establishment could eventually lose power, that just makes them fucking seethe now, doesn't it?
If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. Check out The Swamp, Monday through Friday at 11 p.m. Eastern, with segments dropping on the daily. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.